Good morning, Minnesota. Here we are for again another weekly edition of what's happening around the way. Whatever. Uh, Normally I would have done this Thursday, but I was kind of a little bit busy. Not I wasn't really busy. I just didn't know what to talk about. I kind of did, but at the time, not really. I kind of wanted to get more days in before I get into what's going on. A little update. Once again, Matt still has to work Sundays because the holiday season. He has to get in that uh, his commission and everything like that. Nothing wrong with earning a little money. So keep you updated. Probably won't be hearing from him during this month and next. With that being said, let's roll right into the punches. Um, well, I guess Full Gear was on yesterday. I kind of stopped watching AEW. Uh, kind of stopped recording because I wasn't really watching it. Um, I know before I got into it, and then it kind of lost me because I don't know. Storylines, I don't think they really do much stories like WWE. But people say, well, AEW is more for wrestling than entertainment purposes. But I mean, is it though? I mean, yeah, they don't do like promos like WWE, but they still do promos nonetheless. Uh, they'll just do their promos inside the ring versus backstage. Uh, you know, so very surprised. Well, not really surprised that MJF won and Swerve to Our Glory is now broken up. I think from the little snippet I saw on YouTube. I think it was on YouTube. Pretty sure it was on YouTube. So I guess Swerve's turning heel, maybe. Um, yeah. So happy for MJF in a sense getting his world championship. I guess William Regal's not on his side. I don't know what that works out for the uh, uh, Black Club or something like that. I don't remember. Like I said, I don't watch AEW anymore. Speaking of wrestling, now War Games is coming up. I guess the men's division has their team set. Um, Not very surprising that Kevin Owens is the fifth member. I think it was headed that direction. Even though there was a lot of comments saying, "Oh, he's injured," he got injured during the live show. It was his knee. I'm like, well, if it wasn't him, who was it gonna be? Um, you know, Going down the list of possible people on the SmackDown brand, there wasn't a lot big names that could join that list if it wasn't KO. Um, some was speculating Cody would come back. I don't think they're gonna have him go to SmackDown soon. They're saying Orton. Like no, like Orton's not going to SmackDown without resolving whatever with Matt Riddle. Uh, so yeah, I mean, just thinking about it, KO is pretty much the only option. I mean, they could have gone Shinsuke, but uh, yeah. As far as the female brand goes, I think the final female member for Bianca Belair is gonna be Dana Brooke, that or Candice LeRae, but most likely it's gonna be Dana. Uh, a lot of people definitely wanted Sasha and Naomi to come back and be that final two prior to Raw. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting how the story is going to play out after War Games, especially it, with the whole thing storyline is going as far as uh, Uncle Howdy. I haven't watched all of SmackDown. I just watched, you know, the final snippet of it. I know Sammy lost in that first round. Not surprising. Um, but as far as the World Cup goes, I'm pretty sure Braun's gonna win. Give him the. Oh my god. Excuse me. Jeez. Just yawning like crazy over here. But yeah, I think Braun's gonna win. We're gonna have Braun versus Gunther, and Braun's gonna get that Intercontinental Champion. Question is, who's gonna beat him? Might be a three-way match like they did with how they got Bobby away from that title. You know. Uh, but yeah. I, so that's that. Not much I could go on for Survivor Series. Since there's only three matches confirmed right now. AJ versus Finn. Um, you know, I think that's going to be the end of that feud, possibly. Most likely, it's hard to say, uh, especially with Mia Yim trying to be the equalizer to Rhea Ripley. Uh, it could be the end, could maybe not. We'll find out. Um, but yeah, we'll find out later. Uh, I don't know what other matches there could be coming Monday and Friday, but you never know. Never know. Next up, I guess got to talk about football. Minnesota Vikings are playing today. I wish I was going. I mean, I could go, but it's too cold, man. Too cold. Unless somebody, I mean, buying the tickets, no problem. I can buy that. It's just I don't want to go outside. I mean, props to Bills Mafia and those at Lambeau Field and Gillette Stadium, braving that cold, watching their games. But I mean, even though we have an indoor stadium, I just don't want to park out, somewhere and then walk all the way to the stadium. I really don't want to do that. Brave the cold for I don't know 10-minute walk. um, but still, I mean, I kind of hate that the city now is no longer free on Sundays parking downtown on the street. Uh, it sucks. It really sucks. Because now, last time I was downtown, they have, placards saying this is a paid meter and everything like that. It's like, well, there goes parking on Sundays, and free parking on Sundays during games. That's city needs that money. I hate downtown, especially for parking. It's so annoying. So annoyed at all. But so yeah, we're playing the Cowboys today. Um, Prior to that, I kind of hate the national media for hey, we're 8-1, or going into the Bills we were 7-1, going, and then we come back for the ages, and we win, and all of a sudden, oh man, Minnesota's legit, or I shouldn't say legit. Um, they're still skeptical, but give props to Minnesota, and all of a sudden, we're not being taken seriously. Even going into that game, we were 7-1. We won 6 straight victories, and we're not being talked about at all. I think it's a little jacked up in a way. And you hear a couple podcasts. Well, maybe we should it should take that seriously and everything like that. I think that just because we're Minnesota, yeah, I mean, I take it seriously. I think it's kind of messed up that we have one of the best records in the league right before second, actually I'd say second best record in the league up to that point, and we're not being talked about at all. Everybody's talking about Dallas Cowboys, depending on who you are. If you're undisputed, it's the Cowboys, or how bad Rodgers is losing. Uh, who else? I mean, I could go down the list. Uh, you know, and then, as soon as we beat the Bills, we get on notice because we beat the Bills in a comeback victory. Um, you know, and then right after we beat the Bills, media play kind of went down. It kind of went back up because we're facing the Cowboys now, and at this point, I'm on NFL.com looking at the standings, and you look at standings for league, and we're number one, ahead of the Eagles. Only I think only because we have a better home record. Um, no, it's I guess it's basically because of our conference. I think. Uh, yeah, could be our home record. Could be our conference record put together. Who knows? But we're number one in the league, and we're not really getting talked about as we should. So you got to wonder if we. Well, before I get into that, and after the Bills game, we jumped up to top three in the NFL's power ranking. Number one being the Eagles, number two being the Chiefs. Um, you know, but I could. But anyway, so if we beat the Cowboys today, would that put us number one in the power ranking? Would that put us number two, or would we still be number three? If the Eagles and the Chiefs win, uh, you know, because the Chiefs are, I mean, the Eagles are playing the Colts. Chiefs are playing the Chargers. If both of them lose, I mean, obviously that should put us in number one. If the Chiefs win and the Eagles lose, I mean, does that put us number two, or does that put us number one if we win? But on the flip side, if we lose and the Cowboys win, I mean, are we still top three? You know, uh, yeah, are we still top three, or do we just go right back in a bottom five or six, depending on who else wins? You know, and then what does that do for the media coverage? I mean, you hear people saying, "Well, Minnesota's due for a loss," because even the Eagles were kind of, I guess they were saying, due for a loss. I mean, but still, if we lose to the Cowboys, obviously our media is going to go down and everything like that. Uh, and then we start winning back again. What happens? But I think we should have deserved more media attention than what we have, just because we beat the Bills. Than team favorite, or yeah, team favorite to win it this year. Uh, but still, uh, it's nuts. It's very nuts. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a sports analyst at all, but I still think we should deserve some recognition because we did win 7 straight. I mean, just like the Eagles won eight, we're 8-0. I mean, they're barely getting coverage and everything like that. Uh, you know, I'm on Google Trends to see the past 30 days, and Bills getting mad recognition more than us, and then we get to that fateful game, and we're pretty much tied, and then Bills kind of go under us for because they lost, and it's like, oh man, but still, and I added who did I add? You know, Cowboys and the Packers. I added Cowboys to that mix. Sure enough, they're super high, no matter what. Uh, you know, it's ridiculous. And then I added the Packers. You know, they're still higher than us, probably because they were losing. Aaron Rodgers is losing, so um, I mean, then you go back to November 6th. I think that's when Dallas and Packers played. I don't remember, but and then Packers lost or Packers won, and then turned around and lost to the Titans or 2 straight. I think it was short. No, yeah, yeah. So so we'll find out after today. Let's hope. I'm very curious on what the narrative will be for the next week, coming week, if we win. I'd like to say we should win because I guess their run defense, Dallas's run defense, is not that great. And yeah, um, you know, uh, yeah. So not much going on. I mean, I did do Twin Cities Con last week. Very bummed that Aaron Zach wasn't there. She was there Friday and Saturday, and she took off, so I couldn't get her signature. But I got everybody else that I wanted. Uh, you know, um, kind of wanted to buy a figure, but then again, that's like if I buy this figure, I can't do anything else. Again, I could have bought it, but I want to kind of save that money to try to buy a ticket for today for the Dallas game. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to. I do, but I kind of need to save that, you know, for stuff, for trips that I want to go on. Speaking of trips, of future trips, yeah. So it's been almost 2 weeks since I've heard from Rose. Um, Not saying a little worried, but there is a bit of doubt creeping in. I haven't heard from her. I haven't sent an email to her. There's really no point because, once again, I don't want to pay for that. Sending an email to her and say, hey, any news? I don't want to do that. I'm like, I'll just wait for her to say, you know, everything's great. I'm back home. But the reason why doubt's setting in, I can't remember if I said it or not last time, but I don't know how it works over there. But I know for sure over here, if you take time off for a family emergency, your job's probably going to give it to you. Question is how long they're going to give you that emergency time off. You know, And once you get that time off, are they going to give you vacation once you left to take care of your grandmother because she had a stroke? Uh, Not only that, it's like, well, you live in Cebu province area and you had to go to the capital where your grandparents is. I mean, eventually you have to come back because you live in Cebu, right? I mean, okay. I mean, for example, uh, like my grandmother lives in Oklahoma, Oklahoma City. Obviously, we live here. My parents live here, and so in a way, my mom is taking care of her from afar, from over here. If something happened, yes, no doubt, my mom will be over there to take care of her and everything like that. But she would come back once everything is situated. Reason why is because she lives here. I mean, yes, she's married. I mean, my father can take care of the house, but that's besides the point. Um, you know, because she works here, her house is here. Um, you know, because eventually your emergency leave is going to be up, and once that's up, you have to take if you could you have to stay there. That means you pretty much have to take your vacation time. Uh, so and the more you're away from work, obviously, the more you're not earning, or the less you're not earning, depending on how you want to word that. And I didn't really ask her about if does she live alone, does you live with roommates or anything like that. That's the reason why doubts creeping in, because just because as a guy, we men based everything on logic and reasoning. So if you're away from work, obviously you're not paying your bills for living. Uh, so, like I said, coming on 2 weeks, even though, again, I don't know how her job handles stuff like this, but like I said, here, emergency time is limited. Eventually, you're kind of eating up vacation time. I don't know if she gets PTO. Maybe she does. I don't know. So, like I said, doubts starting to creep in. It's almost 2 weeks. Eventually, you have to return to your house. I mean, if it comes on to a month, maybe I'll shoot her the email and say, "Hey, I see you. I guess you're still over there. Like, this is. I mean, I know you're taking care of your grandma, but at the same time, it's like, don't you have house payments to deal with and everything like that? You know, um, it depends on what her answer is. I'm like, okay, if it seems a little very, very question, I'm like, okay, well, this is not gonna happen because I find that a little weird that you took. I wonder if that this picked up that beeping and everything. Um, yeah. So here, hold on. It. I don't like that beeping noise. Let me pause this. Okay, I'm back. It's just next door, central, next door neighbor. But anyway, where was I? Yeah. So I don't. After a month, if I don't hear from her, I don't know, another week or so, you know, maybe I'll email her, say, hey, it's been this amount of, it's been 3 weeks or so. Haven't heard anything. Guess you're still in, you know, taking care of your grandmother, but I gotta know. It's like, hey, are you, using your vacation time to stay over there? Uh, are you using, your vacation time or paid leave to stay there? Because, I don't know your living situation, but I'm assuming you have, rent to pay and you have to return at some point. I don't want to put you in that position, but this is little something, something's not registering as far as, you're not coming back. You know, like I said, I don't want to put you in that situation where you have to choose between me and your, already established family. But I mean, if you're for real, I mean, you got to give me something to work with. Are you living with roommates that they're gonna, yeah, sure, take care of your family and everything like that. Will I got the rent. Don't worry about it. Or are you living with your other family members? Obviously rent free or some shit like that. I mean, if you're living with family, in Cebu, that's one thing. But if you're living by yourself, you know, with no roommates, that's another. So we'll see. Like I said, I'll give it a few more weeks, maybe towards the end of the month. But I mean, if I don't hear nothing and she seems a little defensive because of that, it's like, well, all right, that's how you. I wasn't trying to put you on defensive, just trying to get, a good understanding of what's going on, other than grandma had a stroke and you had to take care of it. And then if that happens, like, well, I guess this isn't gonna work. Um, I guess I'll save up more to go up on that group tour in May, and that's that. You know, um, yeah, that's that, or what have you. But that's that's it. Um, I'm kind of hoping, because I just ordered something from Shogi Mart. I know we did the Kit Kat taste test last time we did um, something from Shogi Mart. This time I ordered something like not really a mystery grab bag. Maybe it was. I don't know. They label it as a treasure chest from Shogi Mart. So uh, that's coming Tuesday. Um, we'll see what's again Matt doing and everything like that. He'll be kind of busy. I said try to do Thursdays. I mean, not this Thursday, but obviously. But he said he'll keep me posted. But yeah, that's that and everything. What's going on? Hopefully, maybe I'll do a reaction. Well, no, I'll just keep it on a Thursday. Usually, what I do. Well, maybe I won't do it Thursday because it'd be Thanksgiving. Or maybe I'll do it at night. I don't know. Because I think I'll be on standby because for a while. Because everybody's. I can't remember. Fuck. But anyway. But yeah, last night was crazy at my work. Last job, it's always happens. Uh, always happens. 3:30, I get a call. Phone pings. You got another job. Oh, great. Where is this? It's by off of Hiawatha. Close to um, you know, the VA hospital. I'm like, shit. All right, it's 30 minutes away. about 30 minutes away. So drive there, go figure it's a mainline problem. Well, that's gonna take some time. So, dragging this big ass mainline machine down the stairs, working to get this fucking cap off. Finally got it off. Luckily I didn't have to take chisel to it and everything like that. So going there with my blades, I'm hitting something, getting torqued up. I'm like, ah, shit, this isn't working. This isn't working. So I'm struggling trying to get my three blade off. I really need to get that damn thing off. I tried. So I'd like take that off. I'm like, all right, let me try going in bare with no blade. Jamming cable down there. Lo and behold, like afterwards, I realized because all that banging to the thing, kind of bared my, uh, you know, um, the threads. Like the top threads were pretty much gone, so I can't get my cable, through, or not cable, but the blade on later on. But anyway, that's after I pulled the cable out. I pulled the cable out, came out with roots. I'm like, the camera guy was there trying to, like, now I'm still seeing, you know, it didn't drain. I'm like, really? After I just pulled all these, roots out and everything like that. It's like, well, you know, went in there bare again, tried to, clear it up. Nothing. I'm like, shit. Well, he realized, wow, this isn't going anywhere. I'll just take off. So, all right, cool. See you later. So, because of that, I had to snip. Like, luckily it wasn't much, but I still had to snip something. uh, you know. Um, so eventually, it put a new cable in on it. This time, I took my 4 blade, snipped one of the blades off, went in single 4, finally got out the drain. Fast forward, put everything back in my truck, got paid. Uh, dude gave me the check for the company. He said, "Here's the check for the company." Like, cool, thanks, and everything like that. And this for you. He hands me, all I see was a 20 and another bill. I'm like, oh, much appreciated. Didn't really look at it because, people tipped me before. It was like a 20 and like a 10 underneath or a 5 or whatever like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is probably no more than, $40. So I'm driving home, went to, I'm thinking, shit. I mean, I got curry still in my refrigerator, but, I'll save that for tomorrow. I'm like, what do I want to eat? In my mind, I was thinking Taco Bell. But then I realized, oh yeah, Little Caesars got this thing where I get a pie and, a drink, for a certain amount of price. Oh, that was a lunch. Turns out it was a lunch special. I'm like, shit. Well, since I'm here, get a pizza. All right, fine. Let me get a regular pepperoni. So reach in my back pocket, pull out, the tip money. I break out the 20. Sure enough, right under it, 100. A Benjamin. Dude tipped me $120. I'm like, damn. $120. I mean, mind you, I got there probably 10 to 4. My shift ends at 4:30. And I left there about 7 ish, around 7. Yeah, so I was there for quite a while. And dude tipped me $120. That's insane. That's the largest tip I ever received ever. I mean, I worked at Pizza Hut, or not Pizza Hut, Papa John's. Worked at Papa John's, and I dashed for a good spring. Good spring, yeah. I think it was spring. It was either spring or summer. Yeah, it was spring. I did that right before I started working at FedEx. I mean, at that time, dashing made pretty good money. Made 400 a week, but that's besides the point. Yeah, 120 for putting in that work, putting in overtime. Man, I mean, I'm surprised after this. I'm kind of hoping I don't get called back to that job saying, "Nah, you didn't really clear all this." I'm hoping some of the camera guy went out today, cameraed it, and said, "Yeah, it was cleared to a point." Cause yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's cleared because ran dude ran shower upstairs. He flushed the toilet 3 times, didn't back up. Cause I hate to be called back out there after the dude just tipped me, $120. It's like shit. I got called back out here. Fuck. But like I said, ran all that water and flushed the toilet 3 times and nothing backed up to the pipe. So, fingers crossed. But at the same time, you know, uh, I wonder if whoever cameraed that uh, may or may not sold a dig. Hope if he did, that's more, commission for me. Not as much as the guy who sold the job, but still, I mean, my cap would be $200 no matter what. The cap hit would be $200. The percentage is 3%. You know, but still, you know, still $120. I mean, obviously I already used the 20 to get the pizza, but still, like with the $100, well, what are we gonna do with that? You know, I could go to Best Buy, use that. I could finally get that Top Gun double, you know, double feature. Still haven't seen Maverick yet. You know, uh, I could get the new Pokemon game. But I just read about all the bugs and everything that's going down with that. So it's like, I don't know about that. Maybe I'll wait a while. Like, well, I mean, what else can I get? I mean, I can have some fun with it. You know what I mean? Just saying, it's been a long time. If you know what I mean, you know. Uh, but you know, I just find that quite amazing that dude tipped me that amount of money for just sticking it out. So let that be a lesson to everybody out there. Stick it out. You know, finish the job, and you might get rewarded handsomely for it. Uh, but you know, you gotta wonder. But at the same time, now that I think about it, because I know I've been on the fence of going to Itchy Expo, because I'm planning. I wanted to go to Philippines on in the January, and because of that, it's like, well, I can't really go because I'm trying to go to the trip January. But if I'm not going, do I go to Itchy Expo? I mean, there's not many, you know, people that I want to get signatures from, but I would like to go for the experience. Am I gonna just will there be a lot of skin showing and everything like that? Because I mean, if I'm going, I gotta go. You know, I gotta hit almost every panel of the hour that's there. You know, because I hate to go there and come to realize, you know, there's not much panels. Yeah, the same old, same old. Sure, there might be some skin here and there walking the halls. Probably the burlesque show. I guess I think there's a burlesque show there. Pretty sure there is. It's got to be. It's Itchy Expo. You know, and then all the cosplayers. I think I mentioned this. Last time. Most of them have OF accounts. It's like I'm not. Yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. But I mean, it'd be a good time to unveil. You know, my outfit if you've seen it. From chest up. I guess about his chest up. Last, if you were watching our live show, watch party, that'd be a good time to unveil it. But as of right now, I'm still trying to unveil it for Anna Minneapolis. But anyway, that's it. That's for that's it for today's episode. So I'll just guys keep you posted on what's happening. Maybe I'll do well, since Survivor Series is on a Saturday, maybe I'll just do this again on a Sunday. Uh, that way I'll have something, to talk about. Uh, you know, because if I do it next Sunday, this next Sunday, at least I'll have, the Dallas and the Patriots game to talk about, and then Survivor Series, and then if there's any, revelation that happened within the week, I'll bring it up then. So look out for this next Sunday. Once again, thanks for listening to me rant as usual. Keep you updated for other things to come. Till then, goodbye.